Golden Touch Craps presents The Dice Dominator, a scene on the History Channel, A&E, Travel, Playboy Network, and Cirrus. Watch online at goldentouchcraps.com.
This is Dom at Golden Touch Craps. What I want to talk to you a little bit about today is all the different videos and betting strategies that you might see on the internet. I'm going to tell you very simply, you don't want to do any of them. Because none of those strategies that you see, the Iron Cross, the different ideas that people have, the other houses that are out there that want to teach you how to bet properly or how to throw the dice, doesn't make any sense when it comes to the math and the science and the physics of the throw. Give you a perfect example. There are three things that you need to be able to do to beat this game of craps. Number one is you need to have a practiced controlled throw. Number two, you need to figure out your SRR, and that SRR stands for sevens to roll ratio. And that is, how many sevens are you throwing out of 36 rolls? And number three, with that number, you can calculate what your edge is. So as an example, if you practice for 2 or 3 months, maybe 4 months, and you have some good hand-eye coordination, you might be able to, and probably will be able to, if you follow our principles and our throw, get to a 1.5% edge. So when you look at the internet on some of these other so-called gurus of dice control, and they say place the 6 and the 8, well, the place bet on the 6 and the 8 has a 1.5% edge against you. And if you're throwing with a 1.5% edge, you're not beating the game at all. You're giving up the 1.5% to the casinos. You're throwing with a 1.5%. That's a zero edge over the house. Versus the way Golden Touch teaches you how to bet. Golden Touch's philosophy is to make the smallest house edge bets you can possibly make. And that's come bets. Let's just say you go to a casino and you only take 2-time odds on your come bet. Well, with just 2 times an odds, you've brought the casino edge down to 0.61%. That's under 1%. So if you're throwing the dice in the very beginning with a 1.5% edge, and you use come bets that have with 2-time odds that have a 0.61% edge against you, well, what are you making? Just do the math.
9%
on that throw. And the great thing about it is that if you can afford to take more odds, the more odds you take, the smaller that house edge gets to be. So when you're looking on the internet and you're trying to learn how to throw dice or trying to understand what you should do when it comes to all these other betting principles, you should really not look at anybody else. Might sound a little conceited, but you shouldn't be viewing anybody else except the videos that we're putting out at Golden Touch Craps. Buying our books, buying our DVDs, maybe even coming to one of our seminars. As you can see very simply, we talk math. They don't. You're going to hear people say, well, I had a feeling, so I'm going to change my set. Whenever you hear one of these so-called gurus talk about feelings, well, they're not using the math. They're not calculating the math. Golden Touch stands for the math, science, and physics of the game of craps. And that's why our instructors and our students are the best there are. That's why they're great. This is Dom at Golden Touch Craps. Hope to see you at the casinos. At Golden Touch, our main objective is winning, because winning is the most fun.